I started out with 226 years.
Tonight, you're not watching a regular interview. You're about to hear a man speaking to you live from inside a federal prison cell. His name is Maurice Brooks.
I've been blessed, man. Even going through this situation, when I came in, I loved Tupac, right?
LA, straight up. Just go out to LA. A new end.
And the system hit him with a number that doesn't even sound human. 2,722 months. That's 226 years, ladies and gentlemen. Take a moment and just let that sink in. 9 bank robberies, no shots fired, nobody killed, but they buried him anyway. Since 1996, Maurice has been locked in, while everyone else in his case, they're all home. Well, some not even in their own home. We'll get to that later. The point is, they're walking free and living life. When the judge gave him that sentence, he didn't cry, he didn't get angry, he just went numb. A teenager who went on a robbery run and got buried under a sentence so long, it was never meant to end. So instead of telling his story, I went straight to the source. This is Maurice NaVaro Brooks from inside his prison cell.
And here we go.
For the people that don't know who you are and don't know your story, if you could just introduce yourself, tell them your name, and then we can go ahead and jump right into what your childhood was like, and then we can get right into what sentenced you to all this crazy time, bro.
My name is Maurice NaVaro Brooks, and like you said, I was incarcerated. I've been incarcerated since 1996. You know what I'm saying? I partook in 9 robberies, you know what I'm saying, back in the days, and the reason for me for doing it was my brothers had got locked up, and we was all jammed up, so we needed money for bonds. So while I was locked up in the Shelby County jail, I had never been locked up. So while I was locked up in this jail, the roommate that I had, he was locked up for bank robberies. So he was talking to me about bank robberies and stuff like that. I was young. So, you know, when I got out, you know what I'm saying, I just figured like, you know, came up with the bright idea to try to use this as a means to get the money. You know what I mean? So that's how the whole process came about.
Well, then what made you decide to go from like, I'm thinking about doing this bank to then 9 banks? Did it just, you get the rush? How did that build up from 1 to 9?
Because, you know, I wasn't no robber. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like, you know, you going into no bank or nothing like that, you know, and it was nervous, like, you know, nerve-wracking for me to go through that situation. But my loyalty to my friends, the dudes who I call brothers, you know what I'm saying, it overrode all of it. So, you know, I just put everything on the line, put everything to the side. And when I was young, my father got killed when I was going through middle school. I'm the oldest of 3 boys. So I always, you know what I'm saying, wanted like a big brother. So my co-defendant became like my big brother. You know what I mean? So when he got in that situation, just my blind loyalty to him and to everything that was around me, you know what I'm saying, because I'm family oriented. So, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't know how to channel my love, you know what I mean, in the sense that I do now. But back then it was like my love is just for my brothers, no matter what it is, like I'm gonna always be there for them. So that's what brought that about. My childhood was cool. I came up Seventh-day Adventist, and you know what I mean, I was family centered. I had my mother and my father in my life. I was going to private school. I went to a Christian church school, you know what I'm saying, up to the point where my father got killed. So when my father got killed, you know what I'm saying, it was hard on my mother really to pay the tuition and stuff like that. So when I ended up going to public school. So when I got into the public system, that's when I got around a lot of the stuff that I had never been around.
So let me ask you this, man, talking about these robberies and co-defendants, where are your co-defendants now, if you don't mind me asking?
Most of them, they had took pleas. I had a couple of co-defendants took pleas, and a couple of us went to trial, you know what I mean? But the ones who took the pleas, some of them, they never saw jail time, period. You know what I'm saying? That was like so crazy because they offered me 10 years. The plea that they offered me, they told me that if I ain't take the plea, somebody else was gonna take it. And somebody else did take it. However, they offered me 10 years to cooperate. I refused to take the 10 years to cooperate. I was gonna take a plea for 30 years. First time in prison. I was gonna take it just for my own involvement in the crime, me and a couple of my codies. But
let me ask you this real quick. If you did cooperate, right? They, like you said, they wanted you to. What did they want from you to cooperate, and what would that have got you as far as sentencing if you did cooperate?
They told me if I cooperate, you know what I'm saying, I'd be looking at 10 years. And if my testimony led to conviction, that it'd go down substantially lower. So I would have been home a long time ago.
Let me ask you this, bro. If you could go back in time, would you change that decision and be real about it?
Yeah, I would change. No, it's not on the testifying tip, but I'm saying as far as me going about that way to get that money, to get them out of jail, I would, because I know better now because the people who are victimized going through that situation, to get somebody that I love, I hurted people who love people. You know what I'm saying? Because the people who was in them banks and part of them banks, they got people who love them. So, and you know, I wasn't conscious of the choice that I made at that time. Like I said, I did it out of love and loyalty. But if I could go back now, yeah, I would have never went in them banks. But ain't no way. I mean, sitting here right now, I would still do the same thing as far as not taking that time and cooperate.
So you would still sit in prison from 1996 to right now. If that meant if you cooperated, you'd be out in 10. You would have been out in 2006. You would say no to that to this day.
To this day, that wasn't how I was born.
You are a real ass motherfucker. If you are really like you're serious about that's some shit most people cannot say.
And just see the reason why I say that is because, like I say, man, I tell my dudes in here, my people on the street, you know what I'm saying? In my family, when people get married, they never get divorced. My grandparents was married for 71 years.
Wow.
71 years together. My aunties and uncles, they've been married forever. It's like, we don't believe in separating. We work things out. And then if you make a vow to a woman, you supposed to honor that. If you make a vow to a friend, you supposed to honor that. Them is vows, like, even though it was wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand now, but it was a bad situation. But you know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying? Is at the point that I'm at right now in my life, coming home, I would never put myself around no situation where I even had to be in nothing like that. But if I was, like, you know what I'm saying, to be in that situation and I knew, knowingly, consciously, then whatever the consequence came with that, I'm going to have to ride it out. But like I said, I never put myself in a situation like that again.
Let me ask you this, man. Before you got sentenced in 1996, like, were you pretty like popular on the street doing your thing? A lot of people, friends, a lot of homeboys, a lot of homegirls, that type dude?
I was one of the most liked, you know what I'm saying, coming up in my neighborhood because I was always the one person who people could depend on. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot, helped a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when I was out in the street. Then you got to think, I came up during the crack era. You know what I'm saying? So back when I came
crack
up,
epidemic.
Like, man, listen. And so, you know, the money was like, you know, it was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I was young, man. I could walk down the street, man. I could literally, I grew up right down the street from Church of Dams, right around the corner from U of L. So it was like a hub. They called my neighborhood where I was at, they called the strip, that was the $1 Million Stroll. That's what they called it, because that's how much money was right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I could walk outside, make a whole lot of money, man. I never worked a job and came here. My mother, she wanted me to work. It's crazy, right? And this is just the honest God truth. I never knew how much, you know what I'm saying, joy that work brought you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never worked. Like when I was on the street, work wasn't a part of, you know what I'm saying, who I was. But, you know what I'm saying, my mother, she wanted me to get out of the street when she found out I was in the street. So she got me a job. I got a job working for a restaurant. When I seen that first check, it was hard for me to stay at that job because of the money that I was making hustling. Saying it was crazy because it broke.
But that's a thing right there that you got to watch when you do get out, and pray people that he does, because this man does not deserve that much time. This is, his co-defendants are out. People are getting 10 years and this man's getting 200. Like, something ain't adding up, bro. That is just, it doesn't mesh. Anyways, man, my question to you is, the reason I asked you about were you like the man, had a lot of homeboys and homegirls, how many of those people are writing you to this? Because I know for me, I had tons of homeboys and homegirls, and I didn't hear from none of them when I went up that road.
Me neither. I don't hear from none of them. Yeah, I don't hear from none of them. And it's the one who I did all of this for is crazy, right? And I was trying to get this, like, giving it no energy, but he went home and he hooked up with my wife. I'm talking about right now. I just found this out like 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? For the person I'm sitting in here for right now, that's what happened.
That's exactly why I asked you, would you have done it different? Like, the way you see how it's worked out for you, like, nobody's reaching out. Your homeboy that you fucking, bro, that just blows my mind. Yeah. I feel like I would do shit different if I would have known, like, it could have got this bad.
Yeah, but see, when you talking about the difference that you talking about is telling. Like, to me, that's just like, you know, it's a big no, man, because.
No, I like, feel you. Trust me. I know. I'm just curious, like, where your mind's at with that.
I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And me, that's a whole beautiful thing about going through this, and you know what I'm saying, being able to wise up and grow and understand the choices that I made, because reflecting on it now, when I go back, I would have never did it if I could change. But you know what I'm saying, being that I went through that situation and it is what it is, I wouldn't change the choice that I made. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was to go back to that situation and, you know what I'm saying, didn't have no hindsight, I would still make the same choice, because a good name is better than gold. And it's crazy that you go through this situation. Don't nobody want to be in here. I don't want to be in here. So I couldn't see me putting somebody in here who I cared about through the same situation. What the feds do, they'll take me out of this situation with the deal they offer me to put 3 or 4 other people in this situation to be right here where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So it don't add up at the end of the day. Give me 1 second.
You look out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm back. So listen, this is the point I wanted to make, right? When people talk about the ratting, you know what I'm saying, the cooperating and all of that, it's crazy because if you look at the system, this is what I found when I discovered when I went to the system, when I went to trial. So you got a prosecutor. A prosecutor's job is to convict me no matter what. If I choose to take my constitutional right to take these people to trial, prosecutor knowing that I'm innocent, yes, and he still put me at trial. His job is to convict me. Even if he know I'm innocent, he'll convict me and sentence me and put me in prison. So a defense attorney, he knowing I'm guilty. I give this man $100,000, $200,000, and he'll get me off. His job is to get me out of prison. So if I had the money to pay these people this type of money, that's why it's really no justice in the system. When I went to trial, I seen that this is a bunch of bull. You know what I'm saying? BS, man.
And unfortunately, you have a double standard because you're the wrong color when it comes to walking into a courtroom. I mean, that's just real. The statistics show it. Do you not feel that way?
Yeah, but I mean, because, you know, in 2011, United States Census Commission, they put out a report on that. Yeah, so it's like 74% of the people convicted of 924C is black men.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because when they use it as leverage, prosecutors use the 924C as leverage. It's a penalty. See, my bank robberies covered with the gun up to 21 years, right? So they gave me 21 years for the banks. So they gave me another 100. They gave me 205 years for the guns by themselves, and that was the 924C stacking. The Trump changed, but they'll use it as leverage. Without that leverage, you know what I'm saying, with the prosecutors, a lot of people wouldn't be in that situation where they had to put somebody in a situation to tell. You just had to give me the time that I got. The point that I wanted to make about the telling thing is how the government, how they use their leverage. They don't use it against the white dudes, right, per se. Now, when you got a big case, which all these mandatory minimums was made and intended for mob type dudes, big high profile type people. I'm not a high profile. My case was supposed to be state. You see what I'm saying? But when you got somebody like John Gotti, they wanted John Gotti so bad that they let Sammy the Bull out. Sammy the Bull killed 19 people.
One of them, bro. Yeah, I know.
They let him on the street. I'm talking about the man on the street.
No, he got out and then sold ecstasy pills to an underage kid or something.
Salvatore Gravano, a mafia hitman known as Sammy the Bull. Tonight, Gravano's in jail for running a major drug ring targeting young Arizonans.
I don't even know. And then he went back and got out, and now he's fucking making millions. It's crazy.
Ain't no question. And I'm still in jail. So how can I be less than a threat because I want to give somebody else? You know, I turn into Judas.
Let me ask you a question, man. With everything that you just said, man, what if somebody's watching this right now and they don't know who you are, and after everything they've heard, how could someone help you right now in this situation you're in? Right.
Okay. So I started out with 226 years. In 2001, I gave 40 years back. Then last year, February the 7th, I gave 138 years back under compassionate release. So I gave 178 years back altogether. Okay. You know what I'm saying? How people could help me right now. I got my compassionate release in to my judge. People could you know what I'm saying, send support letters to my judge. And I got my clemency pending right now. So the clemency, I got people going up there to speak for me on my behalf. One of them is a representative from, she running for House Representative in Georgia.
What's her Republican
name? Demeter Bishop.
Okay, and how did we get introduced?
Through Lisa Jacoby, and that's she helped me with all my legal. She the one who helped me get the time back. So when I write the motions up and send them, you know what I'm saying, she go over them, you know what I'm saying, review them, and then once she get everything tweaked the way she wanted, she sent it into court. So because of her, she done did so much for me, man. Then it was I ain't even had no money, man. My people messed my money up. You know what I'm saying? My wife, she messed the legal money up. So Lisa, she understood the situation, and she just helped me, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, on the strength, out of the kindness of the heart. That's why I got so much love for her. I got so much love for Demeter. She had went down to Louisville, and they did a rally for me downtown. Yeah. So they had a rally, you know what I mean? I sent you some of them pictures, you know what I'm saying? So I got people, man, who God placed in my life, man. Like I said, man, God tell you, man, when you walk with your head high, man, you go through these, and he ain't gonna put more on you than you can bear. But at the same time, he gonna favor his favorite. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna put you through the worst, through the most. You know what I mean? So I've been blessed, man. Even going through this situation, like when I came in, I love Tupac, right?
LA, straight up. Just go out to LA. The new anthem.
I love Tupac, right? And it was so crazy that when I get locked up, they sent me, I was the youngest dude in Atlanta. When they sent me to USP Atlanta, I went down there and Tupac's father was down there, Matula Shakur. He took me on, like, you know what I'm saying, as a son. So he was like my father figure.
That's dope.
Yeah, had it not been for him, like my whole bid could have been different. Like I could have been in here wilding, you know what I'm saying, with the stab and with all the other, I haven't been on none of that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I've been gone 30 years, December the 10th. Yeah, but, you know, he taught me when I came here, man, to take advantage of my education, you know what I'm saying, to work out, to stay in tune with my family. So that been my whole goal, like to find the meaning and the purpose is your family. So that's why I keep my focus on, not in here, I don't focus on jail. I focus on building myself up. So when I get out of here, I got something to look forward to, and my focal point is my family. I got grandkids now.
So, all right, let's take the people through you getting to federal prison as a young 19, right?
Yeah, I was 20 years old when they locked me up.
Okay, 20 years walking into the Federal Bureau of Prisons with 226 years. Like, where did you go first? How was that first year for you in that federal prison, and what was going on in your mind, man? I can't imagine, bro.
It was crazy because when they pulled me up, right, they had me on the bus. I was the youngest dude everywhere I went. So when they pulled me up to Atlanta, they thought that they had me wrong going to this spot. They thought that I was supposed to be at a low or a camp or something like that because I looked so young, right? So they was like, they had to double check before they even escorted me off the bus into this maximum security prison. Yeah, they double checked. Called me to the front of the bus. They was like, yo, come here. So I'm like, yo, I go up there. They tell me, say my number. And so I say my res number and all this. They was like, yeah, that's him right here. He was like, yeah, they gave Shorty all this time. He said, man, how much time you got? So when I tell him, I say I got 226 years. The dudes on the bus was like, now you mean months? I said, no, man.
Boy, I mean years.
So the police was like, no, he got years. So it was like, man, it was so crazy. So when I was in there, the captain, it was a good dude. He was a captain. He went out there and told Matula, you know what I'm saying? Because he was, you know, with the Muslims community. He told me, it's a young dude in here, man. I want y'all to look out for him before he come out here, you know what I mean, and stuff like this. So when I got escorted, I had to do 30 days. And before, make sure you checked out that you ain't hot, you ain't had no 5K1s and all this. So I stayed back in my 30 days on the captain review. When I came out, they was waiting for me when I came out because of the captain. That's how much people had so much concern for me when I came in, man. It was crazy because I wasn't supposed to be in that type of situation.
Yeah, that's because God put that on their heart to do that. You got blessed right from your prison sentence because maybe he saw it was unjustified and he put you in this pattern to be where you are today because, like you said, it could have went totally different, right?
Yeah. And I'll be the first one to say, man, you know what I'm saying, for the crime I committed, I deserve time, right? But none of them is warranted. You can't sit nobody across from me to justify me having a de facto life sentence. You gave me a sentence that I can't even do.
You run that shit back. No one was shot, right?
Nobody was shot. Yeah.
Anybody get hurt?
Nobody got hurt.
I mean, obviously they got scared. So let's say that's why you should get time, is for putting fear in someone's life. But you didn't take a life. You didn't attempt to take a life. You didn't shoot. Like, bro, listen, I'm going to ask everybody watching right now to go in the comments and drop it right now. Do you think that this man deserves 226 years? If you say yes, have a fucking reason, because I want to know why you're saying yes. Because I don't believe you do, bro. And if you could say like something right now to the younger Maurice, what would you say, man, at 19 before that arrest? Like Matula came into your life when you were 19. You were him though, and you could talk to your younger self. What would you have said, bro?
Man, like, you know, like the streets, the life that me growing up in the neighborhood that I was. It was hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the era that I grew up in, before crack came, it was so much loyalty and black unity. You know what I'm saying? Not just, it was nationwide. It was like a black movement, but the crack destroyed all that. So the women who used to look up to, they used to be like mother figures and all this. Dudes was having sex with them. The older head dudes who used to look up like uncles and fathers and stuff. Man, you serving these dudes, they washing your cars and doing this. That's what the crack reduced them to. So what crack did, it took the
Exactly what the
respect.
government wanted it to do, because they put it in
And
the
it
hood.
so it took all the respect out. It took
Yeah.
everything. So everybody was lost, man. So for me to be a black youth coming up, trying to find my own way, my own identity, you know what I'm saying? It was hard. But for me, like older, and I was to speak to a younger me, I would tell myself to make sure that I would stay in school, stay on that path, work, you know what I mean? Do everything the right way, man, because the legacy, you build a legacy is about family, leaving behind for the next generation. That's the most important thing to me. Coming home and leaving something for my grandkids, so my grandkids ain't never got to see this. My kids, fortunately, they never seen this. My son was 2 months pregnant in his mother's stomach when I came to jail. I haven't been on the street one day with him physically. My daughter was 3. My daughter, they kids is older than they was when I came to prison.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, so I lost a lot. My grandparents died. You know what I'm saying? My little brother, he just got shot last year. He got paralyzed. He got shot 16 times and survived.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I know how you feel, man. Trust me.
Yeah, man. So
I don't know how you feel on the prison tip with the time, but losing family members, I definitely know all about. I want you to give my subscribers your social media information. I'm going to put the links in the description, but just tell them where you're all at on social media, how they can find you, and so they can tap in with you and follow.
On Instagram, it's FreeVaro 0309. Okay. And my Facebook is NaVaro Brooks. That's my Facebook. That's my Instagram. I wrote a book too. You know what I mean? So I was fortunate enough, you know what I'm saying, to be in here and take advantage of the time that, you know what I'm saying, I'm allowed in here. So what I did, I wrote me a book about the case. You know what I'm saying? It's an epic book.
How can they buy that book if they wanted to?
It's on Amazon.com. It's called When We Were Young.
You'll send me the link to
Amazon.com. I'll send you the link to it. Right, and I just got part 2. Lisa doing my part 2 right now.
That's what's up. Yeah. What does Lisa mean to you, man? And for the people that don't know who Lisa Jacoby is, Lisa Jacoby is responsible for getting Chad Marks out of prison, essentially.
Yeah.
She's responsible for getting Jimmy Romans, who was I also brought on this channel and did 2 interviews with, who got sentenced to life in USP for weed. It's crazy that is to say. So I'm a Lisa fan, man. I think deep down she's a good person, and I've seen her getting taken advantage of. I've seen her get treated like shit. I've seen her name get run through the mud, and I know you know all about that. So, what does she mean to you, man? Like, I bet you want to give her a hug.
Man, listen, I can't wait. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to hug her, man, because she was like heaven sent. She was heaven sent, man. She just came out of nowhere, man. You know what I'm saying? When me and her started corresponding, you know what I'm saying, was corresponding legally. You know, so when she seen how serious I was about the law, she told me, she said, I don't even feel comfortable charging you because everything that you're doing. So, you know what I'm saying? It became a friendship. The business thing became a friendship, and our friendship, it just done carried on and carried on. So she mean everything to me, man. I'm talking about she's there for me when nobody else is. I could turn to her and ask her, you know what I'm saying, for her support, for, you know what I'm saying, her advice. You know what I'm saying? If I got something going on, she gonna do it for me. It's like she's always there. And this, I never knew her when I was on the street. I met this lady in prison. I got people on the street who I know who don't do nothing, none of that. Everybody got their own objective. They got their own agenda, their own life. And me, I'm not a priority to them. To her, I'm a priority. And I don't know how I became a priority to her, but I'm a priority and I love her for it.
Yeah. Yeah, much respect for that. And Lisa will be coming down to Florida, Tampa, and she's going to be coming on the channel. I'm going to in-person interview her. Listen, man, I'm going to be bringing this guy on again, and we're going to do some documentary type stuff. I'm going to get him on a couple other channels. If you're interested in having him on your channel, you can reach out to me on Instagram, or you can reach out to him on Instagram, and both links will be in the description of this video. Also, the link for the Amazon book that he wrote will be in the description. And any other links that he sends me in the meantime, we'll drop them there. So if you guys want to support this guy, you can reach out to me, and I can tell you if you'd like to financially help him. Obviously, he's got not a lot of help, and he's been in a long time, out of sight, out of mind, and the money stops coming, and people forget, bro. So that's how it is in there. If you don't know, now you do.
Real. One last thing that I want to say. I got my clemency that I'm pushing. So Alex Johnson, she was in prison. Trump freed her. You know what I mean? He gave her a partner through Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
So that's the person who I'm relying on to give me a second chance.
Hell
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because I reduced all my time. I got 12 years left. There's no reason for me to do 12 more years. So my clemency going in, I just need everybody's support, you know what I'm saying, as far as like encouraging her or, you know what I'm saying, writing her letters. You can go to her link. You know what I mean? Where
Send me the link to her socials, and I'll put them in the description too, bro.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everybody who listening, man. You know what I mean? Hope that you took something away from this and learned from it. You know what I mean? And
I got one more question before you go, bro. If you got time. How long have you been in that room right there?
For about...
Can you show the people where you've been living and what it looks like?
They got me living.
Hold on. Do it. You got to go slow because it's choppy for a second. Yeah, it was real choppy. Just to hold the camera still and just let them see like the door, the sink, the toilet. You got a metal toilet? Is that a... Oh, okay. Yep. And then they got locker. Is that a shower in your cell?
No, we got lockers. The showers is outside.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
This is it.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, man. They got me living like, you know, it's crazy. But, you know, and then I got to say this too, man. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I met her, it's a lot of staff, man, who like pray for me. You know what I'm saying? Who support me.
Everybody I've talked to said that the staff are just brutal ass honkies that hate.
It depends on where you at. Every region is different.
That's true.
Every region is different. But, you know, it's like, man, even when I was in the hard regions, people will say, man, ain't no way you deserve that much time because you got people who got charges where they don't mess with children. And these dudes
that's what's crazy, bro. Bro, they get off so easy, bro. Yeah, they get probation.
And I'm talking about no time. They don't get no time. I'm talking about for ruining a kid's life. You know what I mean? And it's piles of them in the lows. When you get to the lows and the camps, they everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like when I come in, a person say, ain't no way you supposed to been in there that long when I got this person on my caseload that done did this and done did that. You know what I mean? So my thing is Trump fixed it. And, you know, man, I got so much love and respect for Trump. You know what I mean? Because he came through and did what everybody else was afraid to do. He changed the law because the law, you talking about human warehousing, this was about money. So Trump said, y'all ain't going to keep lying to y'all pockets off of this. You know what I'm saying? So we changing it. First step back, him and Jared Kushner, they pushed. Jared Kushner's father was in prison. He was a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? So he got the pardon. But, man, listen, man, Trump did the thing, man. He changed it. That's how Adam Clausen got out. And Adam is my friend. Adam is a good dude. I'm talking about he was in the same situation me. He had 213 years. He been out ever since the Trump signed that First Step Act. His judge allowed him to go all the way out. My judge just reduced my sentence.
Can you put in to have a hearing to get a new judge assigned to your case?
I just got one. That's how I got the sentence reduction. But she just reduced it. Now I got, you know what I'm saying, I got a compassion release in. So I'm hoping that she honor. And Adam, he wrote a letter to my judge explaining how his judge let him out. So hopefully all of that worked.
Have you ever done a motion to try to go back for like over sentencing, like resentencing?
Yep, that's how I got the reduction now. But see, when I'm going in right now is the feds, they raised the limit to files where you consider the juvenile because they say your mind ain't fully developed till you 25. So I was locked up before 25. So that's what I got in court right now. And being that my brother got shot, I'm trying to get home so I can take care of my brother where my mother ain't got to do it.
Right. And you've been in for enough time. Like, fuck getting home to take care of someone. You should be out to have freedom, bro. Like, that's crazy, man.
I don't know what it is. I forgot what it's like to drive a car, man.
Dude, man, things have changed, bro. But I definitely mark my words. We will, DOC TV Unleashed will be at the prison if this guy and when he gets out. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn your post notifications on all. So when that episode, I do drop it, you guys can hear it first, man. Do you have anything else you want to say? Go ahead.
I want to say thank you to you, man, for giving me this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I know it was a big man. And I pray that everything work out in my favor. And I pray that everything work out in your favor. I wish you much success with your podcast and everything you're doing. And keep being the light because you giving a platform for the voiceless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I honor you for that, man, and I thank you, man.
Yeah, salute, bro. I appreciate that. If you guys are new and you're tuning in for the first time, this is the kind of stuff I cover on this channel, man. We're just trying to bring light to fucked up situations that are going on in this country. And the biggest one is the criminal justice system, the prison system, the government in general, really. So support this, man, any way you can. I'll put all the links in the descriptions. You guys go check those out and like the video, hype the video, and drop a comment. Like I said, do you think this man deserves to be in prison for 227 years? Drop it in the comment. And with that, this is DOC TV Unleashed, and we're out.